All right, welcome ladies and gentlemen to Open Live Q&A. This is week number 90. My name is Brian McLogan and I would like to see if you would like to join me for a video. So as per my live streams, I will be answering your questions that you guys have. Most of the questions we are going to cover tonight is going to be questions that were pre-submitted. We did have a little bit more this week than previous weeks. But before I get into the questions, I also wanted to just go ahead and also talk to you guys about something that I am doing as we are starting to embark on a very cool milestone here coming up on my channel. And I'm not sure. Let's see where that is. Voila. All right. So I'll go ahead and give you guys all the details. You guys can see that a link that I did up on the screen. I also have it pinned in the comments of this chat, as well as it's in the description as well. So basically what I want to do is create a video for as I come up to 1 million subscribers. And one of those things I was looking into doing was actually collecting some little snippets from all of you out online. So if my video has, or if my channel or videos or explanations or anything else has helped you out and you want to be a part of this kind of celebration video, then go ahead and check out the link and to go ahead and submit on there. So it is I know some students will obviously want to, have a video portion of it. Some people just might want to have a picture. It can be a screenshot, whatever you may be, or maybe you just want to have a comment. I love absolutely hearing all of the comments that you guys add for me. And so I'll definitely be including some comments from the YouTube channel, but also I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to be a little bit more personal if that is something that you guys are feeling out. So I'll go ahead and let you guys know a little bit more about some things that I am doing for that. But I did want to say at least hello to Christy and Norina and Kara, Addie and Sam. I guess my printer's going on. Good to have you guys on the chat, and thank you so much, guys, for joining me. I definitely will be getting into, again, the questions that were pre-submitted. Well, last week we didn't have many questions, so I got to a lot of questions that were inside the chat. But if this is your first live stream with me, typically the questions that I do get are questions that have been pre-submitted using the Google link, which is in the description. So feel free to go ahead and use that for any other live stream that we have coming up. Furthermore, if you need more help in throughout this year, then go ahead and take a look at my Discord server, which has students just like yourself getting help and helping others with math. That is why I created the Discord server, because I wanted a place for students to be able to help each other out with their questions, because I am only one person. I can't answer every question that gets submitted to me, but I do always want to do my best, and I always enjoy being with you guys each and every Sunday night. So that's why I still have you guys submit your questions, and I try to do my best that I possibly can. From on there, and you see my algebra grades. All right, but yeah, we'll definitely be getting into a lot of those questions. Garrick says I'm in 10th grade and in pre-calculus advice. I'll have a lot more actually next week. I'll be talking a little bit more of about some advice on pre-calculus. I think I'll be releasing my my course by then. I'll have to go and take a look at my calendar. But if you remember last week, if you're in pre-calculus and you want to go and check that diagnostic test, go ahead and check out last week's live stream as well, where I have a lot more information going on on that. But I'll also talk about that next week for sure. Probably graduated from high school. I'm pretty sure that you helped me through much. I want to say thank you for helping me out. Well, thank you very much. And yeah, and so basically, guys, one of the things that I'm doing is, I receive a lot of those questions, or not questions, like a lot of comments like that on my channel. I'm like, this is absolutely amazing. It makes me feel so good inside that I'll be able to help you in any way within your math or learning journey. And, to 1 million subscribers is a pretty big deal. It's nothing that I am really set on where it's like, I set out to be a math channel to earn 1 million subscribers, or really something I've ever kind of like pushed for. You notice my videos, I don't ask for people to subscribe. That's not really something I am that keen on, but I also feel like it's, it's something worthy to celebrate. For a lot of you, especially that have been with my channel for so long, you've kind of seen me grow, throughout the years, and you've seen my channel grow. And I think it's really important to kind of celebrate all of you that have been apart from that. And so that's why I want to hear, from you. And I love reading comments like Weiss on there. And I think it's, I just want to have you guys that opportunity. So again, it's not, it's not something that if you've already submitted some comments and you feel good with that, that's fine. But if this is just an opportunity for those of you that want to, again, maybe have something a little bit funny or a little bit out of the ordinary that's just not, can always be written on the words, that you'd like to do that, then I am happy to see what I can do to put this together. So I'm not sure how this is going to plan out, but I will go ahead and do my best. Ms. Luis from the Philippines, you have many students here with your videos. I just want to thank you. Well, thank you very much. And I'm so happy my videos have been able to transform all over the world. I think it's amazing. Can you do math? Yes, I will get to my math. Typically, like I always do, ladies and gentlemen, each and every night, I do have 10 questions. Let's go and take a look actually at those questions real quick before I get into them. So therefore, I got a lot of you that submitted your questions. Let's see, we're going to talk about some linear equations, some matrices, finding the equation, limits, inequalities, inverses, factoring, remainder theorem. We got some transformations and convert decimals to fractions. So we'll see how long this takes us, guys, to get through. And if you have another question, or if I didn't get to your question that you'd like to go ahead and add in, then we can go ahead and see, from there. But I'll go ahead and tackle all of these first. But I always like saying hi to you guys for just a little are you good at math? Well, as far as on my journey, you'll notice that I actually struggle with math very much. So I think one of the important things about getting good at math is doing a lot of practice and over and over and over again. And so, yeah, that's one of the things where a lot of people might think that I am a stronger math person maybe than I am. But yeah, I do a lot of math. All right. Well, hello, Sherry Lynn. Good to have you. And Anaz, hello. Oh, why don't I'm like going backwards? That's kind of weird. Sweet. Do you love math, Anastasia? Yes, I do love math, and I think math is a beautiful subject that I did not like for the longest time, and it wasn't really until college that I was really able to understand the beauty and everything else that came with mathematics. And I think that was after I kind of was able to actually learn what I was supposed to learn and not just focused on, learning stuff for a test or learning stuff to pass the class. But once I really kind of focused on learning the material and putting in the work to understand it and how it was connected, then I really started to appreciate it. So it did take some time. I mean, I guess it's okay, but you just know you're going to be missing a lot of in the pre-calculus. So I definitely make sure that you cover a lot of trig, make sure you're very strong in your algebra 2, and then also talk to the calculus, professor or teacher, and kind of make sure that they could, maybe they have a diagnostic test for you that they may feel comfortable with getting you onto there. So also just want to let you guys know that link in up above, I'm going to get rid of it because it's kind of annoying. I thought it was on there. It's okay. Oh no, not that. That one. There you go. So I'll go and post that up again. But yeah, that is just the link in case you want to go ahead and submit to the form. But I'm gonna get rid of it because I just want to talk to you guys. All right. Thanks for your help. Are we in the vid? No, we are not in the video. But what I'm doing is I am selecting students to be able to submit short little clips, anywhere from like 6 to 10 seconds that I can go ahead and use in the clip from on there. So that's basically kind of what it's at, kind of like I really kind of treat this as a community with you guys. So the idea to be able to, celebrate this together and really kind of feel a part of my channel. And it's not just thinking it's me being as a teacher, but really, one of the things I mentioned, a lot of the reasons that this channel has achieved what has achieved is because, you guys showing up, helping me on, giving me all these encouraging messages, let me know when I have helped you out. I really, really appreciate that. And that is what keeps me driving forward. So that's why I want to celebrate with you guys. I don't want to make the video just about myself because it's not. It really is due to, everything that this journey we have been on. And, that the fact is too, that a lot of you guys that you found my videos because you've been frustrated, you struggled, right? And I can't do the math for you. I can't make you understand. Of course, my instruction can help you and it can help kind of, turn the light bulb for you. But again, still like you are the one responsible for going in, turning on your computer, watching a video, right? Watching another video and then another video and then doing your work and then going to school the next day, and then passing your class and then, putting in that work. Like it's a lot. I know it is. So I think it's definitely something that I want you guys to celebrate as well. Well, thank you so much, Charles. We appreciate it. No worries. You'll have to, what was the next one? Oh, that was the pre-calculus one. But yeah, definitely if you're going into pre-calculus, Pranav, you can go ahead and check that out as well. All right. Base differential formula. Melissa, there's a lot of them for the differential formulas, so I'm not sure which one you are familiar, which one you're person, but there's a lot. I mean, you can have the chain rule, you have the power rule. There's a lot for there. Quotient rule, the product rule, everything from there. All right. You're the savior 8 years ago. Well, I'd like to thank you very much for that comment. Back when I'm actually, what am I, 37 right now? When I first started teaching, I used to tell my students when I was 21. So I started when I was 21. No, I'll take that back. I was 23. But I used to tell my students that I was 33, and they bought it hook, line, and sinker. They're always like, oh yeah, 33. Yep, yeah, you could definitely be 33. I'm like, come on, guys. And so yeah, I'll take whatever I can get. Let's go. I have not heard of math circles, but I think that's awesome for your mom to be able to tutor. All right. How do you calculate annuity formula at Sherilyn? I have some videos on that, but again, there's a lot from on there to be able to get to that. Yes, I always did want to be a teacher. Well, at least until high school, I wanted to be a teacher. Melissa, and look what you guys should get on Discord. And it's very easy. If you're on the Discord server, then you can just find each other and then you could Discord on there. That's what I love about the Discord channel. So I would recommend getting on the Discord in free math videos. So therefore you guys are there. Ordinary annuity formula. Yeah. I honestly, I don't have formulas, not off the top of my head. So that'd be something I would literally have to go ahead and Google as well from on there. But there was a annuity formula that I used to use a lot in my classes. If you, at least on my channel, when I talk about annuities, you can look on my videos from there, but I don't have formulas memorized like annuities, which are not the most simplistic ones. All right. Well, thank you, Christy. You're very awesome. Super chat. How do you keep going in math when you struggle and you just want to give up? I'm in physics and it's hurting my brain. I completely, fully, 100% understand with you on that. My Discord link is in the, hold on, I'll get to you, Christy, in just a second. But I saw Lucky just say my Discord link. I'm like, guys, I talk about Discord each and every week. And usually it's always poked in there, but I'll just go ahead and give you guys the Discord link so you guys have it. Let me go and put it in there. Come on. But everybody should have this Discord link, and you guys should join and hop in because Discord is awesome. But yeah, so how do you keep going in math when you keep on struggling? Yeah, I think it's really important to, one, not do it alone. I think every single time that I've really kind of struggled and frustrated, I felt like I was kind of alone and I wasn't working with anybody. So I think it's really important to have people with you that are struggling like with you, or that you can like work with and get help from. But yeah, and then I think it's also important just to take things in chunks. Like if you're going to try studying for like hours and hours on end, it takes, it just wears you down. So you got to take things in a little smaller chunks. So I think definitely get with other people that you can work with and, doing your homework, studying, whatever, and tutoring, whatever you need to get done. But then also just try to do little chunks. The more little chunks more often, rather than try and do these big cram sessions or a lot of homework, because I've done that where I'm like, all right, I'm going to spend 4 hours doing this work. And then I get through like 30 minutes. I'm like, I can't do any of this. And I get frustrated. Right. And then I'm like, that was a big waste of 4 hours, because I can't even do my work. And of course I'd probably wait till the end and like, it would be due the next day. And, so it would hurt my grade and my understanding from there. So, I'd recommend doing things small and trying to get as much help as possible through there. All right. Well, I'm teaching at least online. I'm not teaching anything up in here. but yeah, I'm doing plan on getting some more videos going through. Miles, I'll have a lot more on that next week. I'll talk more about that because I am going to be releasing my pre-calculus. Thank you, Charles. I am for the link. Charles, you beat me just ahead. Good for you. Thank you so much, man. But I'll be talking about a lot more pre-calculus next week for you guys. So, but yeah, I mean, obviously, I think the main thing, guys, with anything is just practice, put in a lot of practice. But I definitely have some videos and stuff I want to talk about. Is that? All right, man. There's a lot going on. Okay, this is a very one. I think I talked about this a couple weeks back. I did a virtual last year and had Algebra 1 and cheated. Now I'm in Algebra 2 and I'm in school and I'm struggling. Should I try to learn everything in Algebra 1? No, you don't need to learn everything, but you definitely need to make sure, it's good that you're aware of what you did not learn. And then just make sure, understand, there's going to be things that you do not understand this year because of last year, because you didn't learn them last year. So make sure you're honest with yourself. Make sure that you recognize that sometimes you might have to do more work. I don't think everything needs to be retaught or you need to not do Algebra 2. A lot of stuff you can pick up rather easily, but make sure you are paying attention. And even if things are oh, I understand this in Algebra 2, don't get complacent and don't think that, oh, I'm not going to need to learn this because, again, for any of you that have struggled in math or any course, you will know that sometimes it just takes to not be paying attention, and then you will be completely lost. You'll be oh, I understand this. And then you're oh my God, I don't understand anything. It can turn that quickly. So be careful with that. Yes, practice. Do as many practice exams as possible. Get in there. Bigger right. She was doing a bad teaching. I watch your videos for each problem. I drop the class and I'll take a community. Well, hey, good for you. Just keep on going. I'm glad to hear that you are at least going back into it. My hardest class, I think, was abstract algebra. So I want to take it too, but it was a long class from there. All right, guys. Well, we got caught up. I'm going to get into the math. And again, just a reminder for those of you that maybe joined in the stream recently, if you would like to be a part of the celebration video, I don't have a deadline yet, but I am going to be pushing that down to probably the end of October. I'm trying to look at where I'm at in terms of when I'll be passing the 1 million subscriber mark. And I'm assuming within another 30 days, I'll be really close, but I shouldn't have passed by then. And I need at least, a good solid week or two to be able to collect videos and edit things down and everything like that. So I'm thinking by the end of October, something easy going from there, but we'll keep it kind of fluid. But if you do have something from there, or if you do have something you want to submit, a video or just a picture or a comment, then I will greatly appreciate anything that you guys want to offer. So thank you again so much. You guys can even comment to this video, or what else did I have? Was in this video, or I might be making another video to add on to there, or even a community post. So we'll keep kind of fairly basic for on you on that. All right, but let's get down on that. Man, you guys got a lot of pre-calculus. Miles, I'll be able to get to the pre-calculus next week on there. But again, the same thing is doing the practice. I mean, doing some work, but I'll talk a little bit more indirectly on that as well. All right. Did you ever not love math? Yes, I did not love math. Basically, when I got into high school and I started struggling, and I got struggling because I didn't learn math correctly, or so it wasn't my teacher's fault. It's just I started to struggle and I tried to fake that I knew what I was doing. And once you fake what you know what you're doing, then it just dig yourself a bigger hole and a bigger hole and a bigger hole. And then eventually it caught up to me roughly in high school, and I started really struggling, and that's when I just hated math. Well, I'm so glad to hear, Melissa. We'll keep working hard. Yes, I have a ton of videos, especially on differentiation and integration and everything like that. So mostly all just Calc 1 stuff. I never taught Calc 2, but I do have a lot of questions from there. And DJ, super chat, how do you solve a system with 3 equations? Well, thank you so much for that. No, we're actually not going to get to that. I will, if you have a question, then you can go ahead and submit it to me. One student asked me about matrices. I'm not going to do a matrices question just because I haven't done matrices since I was in college and it's way too long, so my instruction won't be there. But I will try to do Yeah. I'll try to give you like an idea, focus on that, because you gave me a super chat, so I gotta do that. All right, I'll at least try to help you out. But if you have a question, I'd greatly appreciate if you would actually submit it. It's a lot easier to do math when students give questions that I can work off of. It was not very good. I actually didn't take it very seriously. And no, I do not play chess, or at least I have. I actually enjoy it, but I just don't have time. I'm so busy. That's a good one. Pressure for managing tips. I like that question. So I'm going to write that down. Managing, was it stress? Oh, pressure. I want to write that one in there. I like that question. I'm not going to go through it now. I mean, I think you got to keep things in perspective. You got to over prepare as best you can. But that's a great one. I could definitely go into that further. All right, you guys keep on just popping in the questions. So, all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get into math because there are some people that spent their time and submitted these questions. So I got to get to them. And then whatever questions I do have at the end, I'll be able to get you to you guys. Okay. 3 equations. And I don't think there's anything very mathy today, so I think I should be all right. Shout out. What's up, Scott? All right, let's go. So, so there's a couple questions. Like one student asked, linear equations help? I have no idea. And I actually deleted it. I deleted it because it was so vague. And then I was like, you know what? I could probably like maybe say a little bit from him to help him out on here. So, you know, linear equations. So I think the main thing that I would probably say is, you know, a lot of times we have the standard form, and a lot of people, when people look at standard form, they're like, I don't get standard form. Like that is kind of crazy. What's going on here? And actually, guys, you know what? I forgot. I apologize. I will turn this back off, but I know, Charles, that you are on, but just in case, to keep things settled, I am actually going to change this because that's going to keep it a little bit less for me and a little bit less for work for Charles on the monitoring. So I am going to, where is this? Where did I have that? No. Come on. Oh, it's set for subscribers. Oh, I didn't change that. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Oh, well, I was going to change that back to an open. So you guys are all my subscribers. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining in. Well, I guess we'll see. Sorry for everybody. I usually like to always keep it open, but maybe hopefully I got some subscriber as well. Maybe that's why some of the chats were a little bit lower this time, but at least we slowed down on at least maybe kicking some people out. So that's good. All right, let's go. So first equation. So when I was talking about linear equations help, ax plus bax equals c, right? And I think one of the main things we're dealing with linear equations, I think it's very helpful to know how to, what the heck am I doing? Ax plus by. No wonder nobody called me out on that. Ax plus by equals c. Now that's what we call our standard form. Okay. And a lot of times we'll see linear equations when we're needing to solve or graph them in that form. And I think it's very important to be able to solve for y, isolate the y, right? And if you're to solve for y in this case, you can have y equals, this would be a negative ax plus c all over b, right? But you're solving for y. And again, once we basically want to be able to simplify this down into y equals a mx plus b. Okay, so that's what we want to simplify, and that's going to be our, I'm sorry, guys. God, why do I keep on doing this, guys? Come on, tell me. You guys aren't doing it. Tell me this. There you go. So linear equations help. That's what the student asked. And what I think the main important thing that I want to, so we have ax plus by is equal to c. That's going to be your standard form. And I think one of the main things to be able to understand linear equations or make things easier is to be able to put it in slope form, slope-intercept form. And to do that, you're just going to solve for y. So this is what we call our slope-intercept form. Okay, so y equals mx plus b. And so basically, when you go ahead and solve for y, you divide this negative ax divided by b. So m is equal to a negative a divided by b, right? And c, in this case, would be, b. That's a. What am I? Sorry, guys, I'm like moving way too fast. No, that is it. That's a capital B. Wow. All right, slow down. So B is going to be a C over big B. Okay, so that's how you found those two. And the reason why these are important, do I have enough room in there? I really don't. But again, remember that your B represents your y-intercept and M represents your slope. So I think it's really important that you are, when you are graphing them, when you're understanding equations, that you can recognize what the slope is. That's going to be the rate of change between any 2 points on the graph. And the y-intercept is obviously going to be where the graph crosses the y-axis. So I think a lot of times when you're dealing with more difficult equations or in standard form, that it's really important to be able to put them in slope-intercept form. So hopefully that wasn't making it more confusing than it was supposed to be. Why can't standard form have a negative or a fraction? I think that's just the way to be able to standardize, like to keep your A and your B, just to kind of keep things the same. And I'd have to go back and look because I might juggle in my explanation from there. But I think just to keep things in a standard process form, that you want your A and B to be positive numbers. If I don't, you want them to be positive and not fractions. But actually, I'd have to go back and look and give you maybe even better answer. Two, will it look bad at colleges if you drop out of pre-calc and take an easier math course? I think that's all up to you, what course you've already taken, what college you're trying to go to, where your what you're trying to go into in college, and your guidance counselor. So please, please, please talk to all of them. They will have a much better idea. One thing I want to keep in mind is there is no race. I took pre-calculus as a senior as well as in college, right? And I have a math degree, so it's okay. But also I know that you want to make sure you're always pushing yourself. Again, you don't need to be taking all AP classes to push yourself, but you want to make sure that if you are pre-calculus is stress for you and it's putting in, that's going to look better than just earning an A on a fluff grade, right? Or at least for most students. So, keep those all in, but I mean, it's definitely a conversation with your parents and your counselor and your teachers to make sure you're going to make the best determination there. All right. Number 3, no specific one, but can you explain the concept of a matrix? So yeah. So I'm going to do a problem. Well, maybe, I don't know if the student will submit one or not, but if I had like 3x plus z, I don't know. I'm just going to make up a crazy equation. And so this is going to be a system of 3 equations. Okay. Now, if I needed to solve for all of these equations, then what you would see is like, wow, how are we going to do that? That's very, very difficult, right? Well, one way we can do that is create a matrix. And because what a matrix is going to be, it basically just simplifies out. And obviously when you're doing heavy computing, right, with a lot of variables or a lot of numbers, matrices is just a way for us to kind of simplify that process and really just to kind of look at exactly what we need. So if we were going to look at this into a, matrix, then we could just take the coefficient, or we could use this as what we call a coefficient matrix. What am I doing? That's supposed to be a 1. And we can just make a matrix C of the coefficients. And then we'd have a 9, 11, -1. And it could look something like that. Question. And so again, then we could go ahead and use Gaussian elimination to be able to solve for that. And you would be able to see it's going to be a lot faster than possibly the way I'm going to explain for the other student that has me solving a problem similar to that. All right, question number 4. So the student wanted me to solve a problem, and I haven't done one of these, so typically I just will delete these questions just because I haven't gone through something like this, but I did want to kind of help the student out with at least setting it up, getting an idea. Because if I had the point, so what you're going to do is find these 3 points, so 7, -1, and then -2, -4. Okay, so let's pretend we have a circle. Okay, so what we want to be able to do here, and what I want to try to show them, is we can actually what you're going to want to do is find the midpoint of all the problems. So you want to go ahead and plot the points. Step number 2, I don't know why I'm putting the, okay, step number 2 is to be able to find the midpoint. So what you're going to do is all these points, you're going to want to go ahead and find the midpoint. And I forget what their name, even though I taught geometry last year, I don't recall this name. And then you're going to want to find the perpendicular bisector. And what that's going to do, and I remember it, but I just didn't remember how to be able to do this. So when you find this perpendicular bisector, so again, how are you going to find that? You're going to use the slope, okay, to find that perpendicular bisector. So remember, that's going to come in from the slope of the opposite reciprocal, right? And then what you can do is go ahead and find where those 3 lines are going to intersect, which will give you the center right in there. So it's a little bit of a process, but it's definitely something I was like, oh, well, I kind of remember figuring this out. I can't remember what it was, but I do remember that is a way to do it so that you can go and figure out. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of guidance there. The next question, number 5, is a right-hand limit. So we have limit as y equals 5 to the right of this equation. Now the thing is, we know there's an asymptote there, and we don't know what it is, right? We don't know. I don't know what this graph looks like. So I know there's an asymptote at 5. I just don't know, is it going down, right? From the right, is it going up? Is it going down? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use my calculator. Let's assume we can't use our graphing calculator. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose values that are close. So I'm going to evaluate, let's just say I'm going to evaluate from 5.001. So let's just say, I don't know, reason why, I don't know, I'll use x from that. And then I'm going to do x equals 5.01 and then x of 5.1. Okay. And my goal is, this is from the right? Because if I was going to go, no, I'm sorry, that's the wrong way. I'm lying to you guys. It'd be, first I'm going to do 5.1, 5.01, 5.001, right? Because if you think about that, if I was going to plug those values into that equation, okay, what I'm doing is that's going to start, like if here's 5.1, right, then here would be 5.01, right? We're going to be closer and closer to 5. Like we're going, that's a smaller number that's closer and closer to wherever 5 is. And maybe this kind of looks a little confusing. So let's do it like this, 5.001. And let's say here's 5, right? Okay, so it's going to look something like that. It's getting closer and closer to 5 from there. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my calculator and plug this in. And then we're going to see, are we going? And the main thing is, what I want to know is, are we getting closer and closer to positive infinity or to negative infinity? And if we're getting larger and larger numbers, then obviously you can see we're going to go to infinity. And if we're getting smaller and smaller numbers or more negative numbers, you can see we're going to negative infinity. So I'm just going to write this in there though, so you can see what it is. And I have 25 minus 5.01 squared. And this last one, put that right there. All right, has anybody done this math with their work? Please, anybody? So I don't have to do it. Anybody? Did anybody do it? No? Oh, who in the tutor? We're going to actually do that again from that. I'll do that tonight. If you can remind me, I'll go ahead and post that back up there again. So I didn't do it last night. And so I will go ahead and try it again. Well, I emailed them about that to be able to see if you're going to be like, hey, you guys going to fix this? I don't know what's going on. So we'll go and do that again tonight. Let me get through this math first and then your questions, and we'll give that a shot. I'll do another, I will definitely do another stream for you guys. Or not stream, but challenge from there. All right, so let's get on. Let's see. Okay, so nobody did this. Come on, guys, help me out. Just joking. So that's going to be a divided by 25 minus. So I get a negative, and then let's just see if this is going to be, so 5.01 minus 1 divided by, and then we'll do 25 minus 5.01. That's a squared, right? Yeah. There you go. So my first answer, I'm not going to do the third one for the sake of, no, dang. All right, so this answer, when I plugged this in, was a negative 4.05, and then this one was a negative 40.05. So you can see as we're getting closer and closer to 5, it's going more and more negative. So this answer is negative infinity. All right, question number 6. Let's go ahead and solve the inequality. So kind of like an equation here, we're just going to go ahead and distribute here this 4x. So I have a 3 plus 9x. Is greater than or equal to a 4x plus 28. Now, the next thing I want to do is get the x to the same side. So I'm going to do that by subtracting a 4x. And I'm going to get the numbers to the other side. So I'm going to subtract a 3 here. So therefore, I'm left with a 5x is greater than or equal to a 25. And then I'll divide by 5 on both sides. And x being greater than or equal to 5, which again, we can go ahead and graph using a number line. So we say at 5 here. And then all numbers that are greater than or equal to 5, it's going to go to the right, right? So that'd be like 6, and that'd be like 4. There you go. Number 7, show that algebraically these two functions are inverses. So if they are inverses of each other, then f of g of x is going to equal to g of f of x, right? And they should actually both equal the identity element. I'm assuming for every case. I'm not sure if there's a counterexample to that, but they both should equal the identity element. So this is equal to x minus 4 over 5. So if I'm going to do f of g of x, all I'm going to do then is plug g of x into f of x. So that's going to look like a 5 times x minus 4 over 5. Okay. Plus 4. Sorry. And that has to equal a g of x. So that's going to be g of f of x. So I'm going to plug fx into that. So that would be a 5x plus 4 minus 4 all over 5. And let's see if that equals our x, right? And that's supposed to equal x. Let's see if that works. So here my 5's divide out. So I'm left with a x minus 4 plus 4 equals, here my 4's, again, we'll simplify. You don't really need the parentheses here, right? You can just subtract these. So it'd be a 5x divided by 5 equals x. And of course, guys, yeah, what's happening to negative 4 plus 4? That's x equals 5x divided by 5 is x, which is equal to x. Voila. Question number 8. So this student gave a lot of them. So I'm going to kind of give you an idea, like, the best way to do is obviously got to work from 1 to 8, but it's always nice when you have an equation here, because what's nice about this is if you already know like one side of or one binomial, it makes your life a lot easier. Now, first thing, whenever factoring, you always want to factor out a term, right? So I'm going to factor out a 10 here, and then that would leave me with a 2x minus a 2x, minus an x. Okay, so minus x minus 1. Okay. All right. Now, I already know that 2x plus 1 is a factor. That's awesome. So basically what I want to know is, well, 2x times what is going to give me 2x? That's supposed to be squared. Well, that's going to be a x, right? And then 1 times what is going to give me negative 1? Well, it has to be negative 1, right? So, I mean, I basically worked that out. And again, if you always want to check your answer, you can always multiply this back. But I can go and check my work here. The outer and the inner need to add up to give me negative x, which you can see 2x times negative 1 is a negative 2x, plus x is going to be a negative x, which works out. Question number 9 says, evaluate the following using the remainder theorem. So again, we've actually talked about this for the last 2 live streams. You've got the thank you. Chrissy, to submit a question on live, I just saw your question, in the usually always have this in the description, but or I'm sorry, in the chat, but you can always go ahead and put that in the, actually it is in the chat. So if you go in the chat, you can see there is a link that is on there for brianmclogan.com/Q&A that you can go ahead and submit your questions there, or go ahead and join or submit your questions there. It's also in the description of this live stream. But thank you for asking the question. Okay. So question number 9. So to remainder theorem. So we talked about this for the last 2. So basically what we're asking here is just to evaluate what is the f of 5. So then you're just going to plug this in. And whatever this value is going to be the remainder if you were to actually do the division. So let's see, 5 times 5 times 5 is going to be 125. 5 squared is going to be a positive 25. And 3 times 5, right, is going to be a positive 15, and then minus 1. Okay, so that's going to be a negative 100. And then that is going to be a, what, a positive 14? Okay, and so therefore that plus that is going to be a negative 86. Okay, so that would be your remainder. My voice is starting to hurt. A lot of questions. Good for you guys. All right, we only got 2 more, and then I'll go ahead and check in with whatever questions I might be able to get from you guys in the chat here. So question number 2 says, describe the transformations, and that was on the function g of x, which is 1 over x. Okay, so to do that, you can see that this is a rational expression. It's not written as a reciprocal function. So what you need to do is actually do the division to write it in reciprocal form. I think I saw the students' answers were pretty much there. They just kind of got stuck. So when you're doing long division, x divides into x. You can say that's going to be 1 times. 1 times x is x. 1 times 1 is positive 1. Okay, so remember, you take your first term, divide it in there, and then you multiply those back through. Now we got to subtract the rows. Make sure you subtract both of them. X minus x is going to be 0x. 3 minus 1, excuse me, 2. X does not divide into that, so that is our remainder. So that's going to be plus a 2 over a x plus 1. So now if I was going to rewrite that as a reciprocal form, you could say y equals a 2 over a x plus 1 plus 1. Okay, so what are the transformations? So we got a couple things going on here. We're going left 1. We're going up 1. And then we have a, you could call this either a vertical stretch. I'll just call this a vertical stretch of 2. Because you could write it either in front or behind, and a couple different ways to do that. All right, and question number 11 says, how do I convert a decimal to a fraction and a fraction to a decimal? Oh, crap, I forgot. I got 3 equations. Okay. How do I convert a decimal to a fraction and a fraction to a decimal? Excuse me. Sorry. Let's convert a decimal to a fraction. So if you have a decimal, let's say 0.76, okay? If I want to convert this to a decimal, well, again, remember, like 0.76, you can think about that as 76%. And what is 76% of, right? Well, 76% is over 100, right? That's what a percentage is. So you can think of a decimal as like a percentage, right? And it's really out of 100. So if all you really need to do is take any decimal and just put it over 100, okay? And that's going to be 76 over 100. That's going to be your thing. I see it in there, so got to go through. Why would you not show it? Come on. And, that's so weird. Comments are not showing up or are not updating. Well, hey, Oxford Fuel, thank you so much for joining in. I greatly appreciate it. I see it in my one chat, but it's not pulling up in my other one, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but I will. So yeah, and then how do you create a fraction to a decimal? Well, from there, you're just gonna have to do the math, right? So like that's going to go back to, if you want to do a fraction into a decimal, then you're going to want to go back into, excuse me, tired. And you're going to want to do long division. So for instance, like if I had 6 out of like 13, let's just say that. And I say, what is that decimal? Now, again, you guys probably know it's probably really close to 50%, right? So, but let's actually do the math. So I did 6 over 13. Well, 6 over 13, how many times? 2 times, right? No, 13 into 6. Sorry about that. That was the wrong thing. 6 or 13ths, we want to be able to write this as a 13 into my 6. Now, 13 does not divide into 6, but what I can do is I can put a decimal point here, right? And then because when you write 6 over 13, what that's saying is how many times does 13 divide into 6, right? How many times does 13, that's what fraction is, right? If I said like 4 divided by 2, 2 divides into 4, right? So that's what a fraction is. So 13 doesn't divide into 6, so we put a decimal point. And then we can put a 0, right? And you can say 13 divides into 60. Well, how many times does it do that? And you could say, well, that's going to be 5 times, right? Or at least up to there. And no, it doesn't go in there 5 times. No. Yes. No. 4 times. Right? I don't know. My brain hurts now. I'm already tired. I've yawned twice. That'd be 5. That'd be 50 plus 15. That'd be 65. So that does not work. So it's going to be 4 times. And that'd be 26. That's going to be 52. So then you do 52, right? And then you can subtract. And then you're going to get a 8. Actually, you don't need to use the decimal point there. It's kind of confusing. Oh, why do you do that? Okay. And then you subtract. And then 13 doesn't go into 8, but you can go from there or to 80. And then 13 goes in the air. I don't know, guys. I'm just like losing my mind. I don't want to do this math anymore. 80 divided by 13. My brain hurts. And that goes in there a total of 6 times. So 0.46. And again, if you took 6 divided by 13, you get 0.46. And then obviously it keeps on going on, but you can at least hopefully you guys get the kind of idea. All right, last question. I do not think this student went into giving me a question. Not sure. He didn't give me a question. So I'm going to kind of go back actually to this random question that I had. I don't even think it's one that would be good, but maybe I might. I don't know. Yeah. No, you'd want to do reduce row from on that. That one's getting crazy. XLY, do you give me a super chat? Thank you so much for that. I really think you're making me do on my calculus, which I haven't taught calculus in a while. Can you help me find the derivative of 5/4 x to the 4th? What is a second derivative? I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that. I'll go and add that in there. So let me take a picture of this real quick, or a copy of this. All right, I will assume I got yours correct. I'll add that in there. And thank you so much for the super chat. I greatly appreciate that. But I'm going to do f prime of 2 is equal to, I'm assuming, like, let me just make sure actually, because the notation is very, very important, especially when we get into calculus. I'm assuming f of x is equal to a 5/4 x to the 4th minus 6. And then you want me to find f prime of 2. So please confirm with that. Then I can go ahead and at least solve, because this one's at least fairly, I'm not making sure that I'm understanding this correctly. And then for the 3 systems of equations, I don't think I can use the technique I was going to use from on that one. But what you can at least do, I'd have to go back and look. So when you're doing a system of 3 equations, what you want to be able to do is basically choose 2 equations to kind of work 2 at once to at least eliminate a variable in that case. Actually, no, we can go and do this. Yeah, never mind. So what you could do, and let me go and show you this. Okay, so actually, how would we do this? And again, I made up this problem, completely made up the problem, okay? So please do not hold this against me. But what I would do here is I would add a 3 to this top equation. And again, as long as you're adding a 3 to equation, that's perfectly fine, right? So then I get a 9x plus a 3y minus a 6z equals 27, right? And then here I have a x minus a 3y plus z equals 11. Okay, now I'll add these 2 equations up, and look what happens when I add them up. I get a 9x. Actually, I get a, sorry. I get a, nope, not that. I get a 10x. The y's go away. And then I get a what? A negative 5z equals, and then what? A 38. Boom. So I'm going to call this A. okay? Then what you're going to want to do is do the same thing, but eliminate the y's with these two. And this was actually not a good example because why did I eliminate the y's? I shouldn't have done that. I should have done the x's. Whatever. But then, so you find equation A, then you're going to want to eliminate the y's here. Now this one, I didn't really help myself out here because I should have, this one's going to have to be by 5 and this one's going to be by 3. So I'm not making this math even well work for myself, but whatever. So then I get a 5x minus a 15y plus 5z equals 55. And then over here, let's see, 14, 28, that's going to be 30, 42. 42x plus a 15y plus a 30z. And again, you can use Gaussian eliminations and matrices, would make your life a lot easier. But I believe you're in a little bit more of a entry level stage for solving these. So that's why I'm doing it this way. Now, when I add these up together, I get a 47x, even though this problem is not going to make any, this probably doesn't have any nice answers because I completely made it up. But I want you to understand this process that I'm doing. 52. All right. And that's going to be equation B. So what I want you to do here is notice the equation A and equation B is now a system of equations with two variables. Now you could use substitution and elimination to solve for x and for y and for z. Then once you know what those two are, plug them back into any one of your equations to solve for y. So that's how you do it when you have a system of 3 equations. And then once you learn this basic method, then what we'll be able to do is we'll be able to go into more advanced methods that we'll be able to do that much quicker. All right. Oh, no, I don't want that. What happened? Okay. Oh, no, I want that. Take that out. I guess I can keep it on there. Okay. Well, hey, Holden. See. I am not teaching inside the classroom. I'm going to get to this one, then I'll get to your guys' questions here in just a second. All right, XOXO. Yes. All right, thank you. So I just want to verify that. All right, so... I think the first thing I would do actually with this is I would distribute that 5/4. All right, so if I had 5x, I'm not sure. Like I said, that's why I don't like doing the calculus right now, just because it's been so long since I did this. My instruction is not on point here. But anyways, so we have this. So in this case, we're just going to use the power rule. And what the power rule basically states, when we need to simplify this, I'm just going to bring this down. So I'm going to multiply by your power. So this 4, and then we're going to subtract. So that's going to be 4 minus 1. Then you subtract 1. Now in this case, that's actually just going to turn that equal to a 0. Not equal to 0. Geez. So whenever you take the derivative of a constant, that's going to just equal 0. Okay. So you take the power, you multiply by your coefficient, and then you subtract 1. And that's going to be basically your power rule. 5/4 times 4 is going to be a 5x. And then that would be what? Cubed. And then plus 0, so we'll just leave it right there. So that's going to be f prime of x. Now, if I want to find f of 2, well, then you're just going to plug it in. Okay, and 2 cubed is going to be 8. 8 times 5 is going to equal 40. And there you go. Whew, all right, that's it for the questions. I'm actually going to open this back up to any of you crazies that are not subscribed from there. And again, just a reminder, guys, if you did join into the chat later, that you guys, why is this not, why did I do that? I hate when that does that. That also, if you, oh, it's customization. Okay, there we go. But anyways, let's go ahead and put that back up there. Oh yeah, we got to do the giveaway, guys. Don't forget about the giveaway. So let's go through, not that one. Let's get that. Voila. No, show that. Why would you not show? There we go. Stop. Aha, there you go. So again, guys, celebration video coming up on 1 million subscribers. If you want to be a part of that, if you want to submit a clip, if you want to say congratulations, if you want to say, hey, how are you? If you just want to be a part of the video in any way, take a picture, add a comment, whatever may be the case, I am looking to putting together all of or any of the responses that come along for that. And just creating a cool little kind of montage of, you know, everybody that has kind of been a part of my channel for this journey. It's been a really, really cool, amazing journey over the last 11 years. And I never thought I'd get anywhere close to 1 million subscribers. And guess what, guys? Here we are. So we're finally here. And I think it's something that I want to celebrate with all of you. And I feel no better way than to do that with doing a little video. And Chrissy, I see another super chat. Well, thank you so much. You are awesome. I greatly appreciate that. You are awesome. Thank you so much. Or maybe it was one of them. All right, now we'll get into some questions. If you guys can go ahead and submit those anytime, but I'll go and get to them. I'm probably not going to be able to do it as much math. It's late. My brain hurts because I see Jordan here much with that parametric curve. I would recommend, it's been a while since I did any of that, so I'd recommend heading up the Discord to get further questions. Again, guys, I will be going live again next week at 9 p.m. So if you guys do have questions on that, feel free to always use the brianmclogan.com/Q&A. You guys can go ahead and go directly there to submit your questions, or go ahead and take a look at the Discord server where you guys can ask questions and help others with their questions. And so I've done 6 years of college, and you, my friend, have taught me the most of math. Teachers are hard to come by. You go, oh, well, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate that. That is very, very kind. Well, I'm glad to have you on. Yes. I think last week I did like an hour and a half, and I was like, oh my God, I got to go to bed. This is crazy. Justin, I make YouTubes. I guess you can call me a YouTuber. But yeah, I basically, I'm working a lot on creating some more content or getting some things up. So I want to have a lot more content. I want to be able to start producing here very shortly. And then also producing some additional content, or resources to help everybody out with their math. So I am very much still like just doing math and education and that thing. It's just not in the classroom format because it's very difficult to do what I'm doing now and still be a teacher, which I did for, 14 years. But now that my channel's grown, my family has grown, it was just kind of the right time to be able to make a difference. So to graph a piecewise functions, just do each function separately. So usually piecewise function, you're going to have multiple functions on there. Just graph them separately based on their restrictions. I have a ton of examples in playlists of how to graph piecewise functions. I don't want to go from there, but I have definitely a ton for you on that. Christy, that is, if you can go and submit the word problem, I'm not sure if I'll be able to get to word problems. I typically, when word problems are submitted on the open Q&A, I skip by them just because they take so much time from there. But feel free to always add it in if you want to add it in. I'm probably not going to be able to go through anything tonight. So just with the time, but if you want to go and submit on there, maybe to say from Christy, your super chat fan, which I greatly appreciate that. I'll see if I can put a little bit more extra brain power into it for you. Brandon, how do I get into doing what you do? I'm a math teacher and I always wanted to do what you do. I have friends about that. Well, a lot of people always ask, like, how'd you get started? I was like, I just started making videos and one of the things that, I think it's tough when people look at myself and think, how can I achieve 1 million subscribers? And like, there's a ton of math channels, right, that have no views, and actually I was watching a video today, and I was like, oh man, this like great explanation. And like the person has no views, no subscribers. Right. And I think one of the things is like, obviously I'm very fortunate to have started very early and who've made a lot of content that got on YouTube, right? And obviously, I don't think my explanations are the greatest or the best, or at least every video is the greatest or best, but it connects with certain students, right? And some students, they can't learn from their teacher, and then they watch one video from me, and it's like, oh, it makes sense, right? And I'll take whatever credit I can get, but I know, obviously, with teaching many students, that it's not like I have some magic formula that I'm the best by any means. But a lot of times, just hearing it from a different perspective, that makes things click. I think as far as growing a YouTube channel, being a teacher is just, creating the content, like, creating content to help the students. And that's why that's what I've done. I have, that's where all my collection of, videos has come from, was just creating videos to help my own students. And I think maybe anything else in this world, or where we are now, is obviously wanting to try to stand out a little bit more, because there is so much content. Like I said, that one video that I saw today, it's got to stand out, right? I saw it because it was exactly what I was looking for. But crap, now there's a sea of people trying to teach math online, right? So you got to be able to stand out, but I also think you got to be consistent, and you got to just be consistent and making a lot of content and helping student out. I think there's going to be a ever, I don't know what the word, huge need for demand for continuing online education. A lot of my videos are old, right? You know, my highest video, producing video of all time, I think is 10 or 11 years old. Like, I got to keep on making more content. Like, I can't settle down and be like, hey, you know, I got 1 million subscribers, I'm done. Like, no, I got to keep on making videos. So, that's what I'm doing. And that's what I'd recommend for you as well. Like, I mean, this, you know, it's not a race to be able to see how many, you know, and YouTube's going to be over. I mean, again, YouTube could go over at any time, but I think it's very important that you recognize they're playing the long game and just saying, hey, this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to put a lot of time and effort into it and go from there. Well, awesome, Aiden. So happy for you. And I'm happy to be a part of you. Yeah, I just, a lot of times I was actually watching somebody did a comment, and then, and then I watched my video. It's kind of funny seeing me interact with the classes again, but, you know, it's, I think it's really just kind of getting to know your students. And that was another thing that was really tough with COVID. Like, when you don't know your students, it's so difficult to have that, to have those connections, from on there. Actually, Johnny, I went over not a one-step inequality, but I actually went over inequalities today in this live stream. If you want to go back, you can see one of those. Well, happy, thank you, Stephen. Happy for that. Yes. And there's multiple different methods too. I did a very, very long method. But obviously it all kind of depends on where you are in your journey for that. Well, Elijah, can you say hello to me? Well, hello. Other than you're your awesome math teacher, and you helped me along through my tough exams at the beginning of the year. And I came both with an A in maths and add maths. Well, I'm so happy to be able to help you out. Congrats. All right. Physics videos. No, don't make me do physics videos. Physics was one of the one classes I failed, but I went back, I retook it, and I got a B. But it was one of those where I like overstressed myself taking so many courses in college, and I just overextended myself, and I didn't put any time or attention into physics. And I don't really like applied math, which is obviously most of physics. And so I had to drop it. So, but then I came back and I did it right. Awesome. Well, Fiona, best of luck. You got this. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I mean, that's why you always got to keep on going. Like, I want to make a lot more content on, TikTok as well. Like, and just to expand a lot of networks. I mean, who knows who knows what the next 5-10 years is going to look like. It's crazy, right? So, but yeah, I think you just got to make content and help people out. And there's always going to be changing platforms, but YouTube has been really, really helpful with me being able to expand my reach. And so obviously I'm very bullish as well on YouTube and their ability to grow from on there. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am out. I'm tired. So if you guys would like to join my, thank you so much for joining me at the end. If you guys would like to join my, my collaboration or my end of my 1 million subscriber collaboration, link is above me. You guys can also go check it out in the description and as well in the chat. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me in. I wish you guys all a great week, and I will see you next week. All right, guys. Cheer. Oh, wait, no. I totally forgot. I forgot my, you guys, awesome. I totally forgot about this. Nor, you can, I don't have this ready for you yet, but if you actually want to, I'm actually doing if you want to reach out to me on Discord, then I might actually have something for you. So, reach out to me actually. Nor on YouTube, I'll, for any of you that actually are looking for a job or looking for any of you in the creative space, then, definitely go ahead and, keep look on my channel. I'll let you guys know about some things. All right. That are coming up. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I said I was going to try this, this YouTube thing again, and I got to try it. So let's go through this again. All right, let me try this one more time. Oh, man. See if this thing works. It didn't work last time, and I was very frustrated. But we'll go ahead and give it a shot again. So, okay. So all I'm simply gonna do is where did I lose my link? Huh. Did I delete that? Oh, I did. Dang it. Oh, crap. Okay. Well, hold on a second, guys. I guess I'll have to go ahead and add this in. I am signed in, right? Let's go. Oh, there it is. All right. Let's give it another. Nope, not that. All right. So anyways, what am I doing? I am doing a comment picker because what I want to see from you guys is if you guys want to get a 30 minutes free with me of like a tutoring or just chat. So that is what I want to do right now. All right, let's go from there. Sweet. All right. So if you post it in a chat, or if you haven't already, then I would highly recommend that you I would highly recommend that you go ahead and post a link now. Anything you want to say in there to be able to get that in. And we'll go ahead and see if this works. It worked the first time I tried it, and then after that, it stopped working. So I don't know. We'll see. Let's go ahead and pick a comment. Anything goes. Includes imply. Allow duplicates. Nope. Anything goes. Let's do it. Loading. Oh, come on, man. Why do you do this? I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, it just doesn't want to work for me. I don't know. All right, guys. Well, 30 minutes. That's my dream. Yeah, dang it. I don't know, guys. So let's go into that. Yeah, 30 minutes would be life changing. But hey, if maybe you have some questions, I'll give you 30 minutes of my personal time. But you can definitely go and reach out to me on Discord. I'll have at least some information for you guys. But yeah, I have a brain fog. One gets to his frustration. I don't know. Hey, no, it looks like it's chat. All right, guys. I gotta go. It's bedtime. All right, guys. Have a great week and night. Cheers.